And you worked well, sort of setting up the backdrop of the narrative without sort of throwing it in your face. There were a lot of sort of implications based around grief, whether or not who it was, that it was a child. You can sort of see it thematically and sort of in context clues, especially when the sister shows up and you start to see that there's a dynamic between them that has both been strained by what has gone on and was probably strained beforehand. So I thought it was an interesting approach in trying to navigate the reconnection between the two sisters, given the implications of the grief of the lost child. And I thought that the piece mainly worked well because the dynamic between the two actresses felt natural. So I thought it worked well in creating a sense of humanity and compassion that didn't sort of try to assign blame to one sister or the other in terms of the deterioration of the relationship or the lack of strength within the relationship, but rather trying to highlight both people trying to figure it out, given that they're going through pain in their own complex ways.
Love towards your family, love towards your siblings if you have it, or anybody. Really just connecting and telling them how you feel and forging that bond again, as we see through these two sisters, the main characters of the story. The younger sister has her own children, her own lover, her own family. And the older sister, who's been jealous of the younger sister for a while, had lost her child through childbirth, and that really puts them at odds. But they sit together and they talk it out and they go over those differences, and their bond is forged again, and it's stronger than ever because it is important. Our take on this is that our family, our blood connection is not breakable. Nothing is irreplaceable. They will be with us to the end. And it is important to realize that and to get over our differences. And it is okay to feel certain ways. Like it is okay to have middle child syndrome, older child syndrome, even if those are jokingly meaningless words. It does happen that certain actions to our siblings, like me having three older siblings, it does happen that we feel certain ways from what they received or got in life, and it's just not okay to kick them out of our life. Just talk it out. And I really like how soft the film looked. It looked like it was shot with a Codex film stock 60 millimeter, which happened to go with the vibe of the story.
This is about loss. This is about family values and the dynamics that exist within siblings. When you're the older child, you're expected to have these certain type of experiences first. So when you're not given that, and in a sense watching other people succeed ahead of you as you watch these things that you hope and dream for essentially fade before your very eyes before you even get to truly witness it is devastating. And I love the title of this film, sort of Not Today. Like I'm not going to um, be silent anymore. I'm going to speak up on what's bothering me. There's clearly a moment between these two sisters where they're finally questioning this essentially year-long avoidment. And, the sister just wants to know why. And finally, the sister breaks down to um, discuss her reaction to loss and grief, and the sense that she got to see her sister exceed in everything that she actually wanted, and she envied that. And when we envy, we suffer.
Such a clear structure and concept. I immediately knew she lost a baby just by looking at the pregnancy pillow that she fluffs to get out of the way, that she was wrapped in at the top of the scene. Just seeing the baby gifts also solidifies that, saying you could take it, I don't need it. And we see the dynamic between these sisters immediately. We see that there's distance immediately. We get the sense through the dialogue that she feels unwelcome and the other feels like she can't connect with her sister. There's some beautiful, beautiful dialogue in this piece, beautiful monologues in this piece, where she is finally honest about how she feels, and great emotional performances from both of these characters.
This is a topic that we don't talk about very often as women, but also as a society. And you get to see how incredibly painful it is. But on top of that, you know, you have people who haven't gone through that experience, and the way that they approach it is oftentimes not helpful at best, and harmful at worst. And you know, her saying, well, everything happens for a reason and you can try again and don't worry about it and this and that, and you can just see her being so angry. And um, there's so many layers to it, right? Because not only is she grieving that, but the relationship between her and her sister is so fraught. And so her resentment and her anger comes from more than just her own pain, but also the pain of this relationship that she hasn't felt has been supportive or um, safe for her to exist in authentically. And so there's just like so many different themes that are explored here, and it's really beautiful to see kind of a happy ending and seeing them be able to overcome and work through these obstacles.
Very strong. The acting is brilliant. You really see the actress pulling out all her emotions, and I think there is a strong premise, a strong message behind that, and it is that no matter how bad things are going, and this is a really unfortunate event which can probably change your life forever. But is it also tells you that you have other people around you that can help you, are ready to help you, and you can count on them until you're gonna get better. So I think overall it was a very well done short. As I said, a fantastic and brilliant performance, great dialogues, and the direction was absolutely brilliant. It made the direction managed to get a short, basically just shot in a living room. It turned that into an exciting film, although it is a drama.
Creating empathy for both characters in the situation and being able to play off their individual pain against the other person's pain, but at the same time showing the validity of both. I think it takes a very high emotional, critical moment and is able to draw out the relationship between the two characters and the emotions and even wider societal contexts around their expectations for their lives in a really interesting way.